everybody. Welcome back to the Journey to 1 Million, hosted by your boy, Freddie Two Hand. First of all, make some noise for being here today. Make some noise, make some noise. So listen, in literally, I think a day or two, I'm going to be starting my series on my journey to my first $1 million. I'll be dropping an intro video soon explaining more about that, so stay tuned. But for today, I decided that I wanted to cover the top 3 things I learned in 2022 that I want to take into 2023. And I hope that what I'm going to share is going to be something that definitely you can apply to yourself, or maybe it's something that you learned. But either way, let's get right into it. And by the way, if this is the type of content you like, make sure you hit that like button, make sure the subscribe button, comment below if you want to see that journey to my first $1 million and you also want to join on it, and definitely subscribe. Join me on this journey, man. It's going to be a great one. And yeah, let's get right into it. So one of the first things I learned in 2022 that I want to take into next year is that not every connection you make is meant to stay a part of your life, okay? Now, I heard a quote, it had to be from Steve Harvey, I believe, where he was talking about a rocket. And he was like, you know how on a rocket you got your boosters and then they go up with you, and then at a certain point your boosters go off and then you keep on going up. Like, what I had to learn, one of the big things I learned was that for me, I am a booster to a lot of people's lives, okay? Like, with my positivity, with my accountability, with my support that I provide, people appreciate having me around, and appreciate having me in their life. But the reality is, I'm on my own rocket going to a certain place, and other people are on their own rockets. And while we can assist each other, some people, when you reach a certain altitude, y'all just meant to go y'all separate ways at that point. And it's nothing wrong with that. And it's not that y'all just don't speak at all anymore, but it's just you just got 2 different visions. You got 2 different lives you headed towards. And it's something that I had to just learn, was just that not every single person you meet is just going to stay a part of your community and a part of your journey. And I know in hindsight, people are like, well, it is a part of your community, but really it's not. They're just meant to be a part of your life in those moments. There's no ill feelings. There's no malice. It's just literally helping each other boost up. You reach that next altitude, and then you continue on your journey. And I personally, I've appreciated learning that point. And so it's something I definitely want to take into next year, is just recognizing that I'm gonna meet a lot more people. Some will stick, some will help boost each other, and we'll just keep on our way. So, definitely, hopefully that's something maybe you've learned this year, and that'd be great to apply. The second thing that I've learned is that you can have a high frequency mindset, but a low frequency identity. Now, what that means is, so a lot of us can read the books, okay? We can do the self-work and, help ourselves improve, and we start to get things, start to understand things. We start understanding what accountability means. We start understanding what it means to love yourself unconditionally, right? And so that puts your mind in a high frequency place, right? But let's just say your mind might be there, but all of your actions still reflect low frequency type things. And what I mean by that, and this is no judgment, but let's just say you've been reading all the books, you've been doing all the work on yourself, and then you turn around and you're just bored in the house. And instead of you working on your dreams, you go to social media and you post a picture of yourself. This applies to women or men. You post yourself half naked, right? To reading a book, but you just doing the most. You feel me? It's and you're doing it for that endorphin boost, for that validation. That is a low frequency identity energy. Does that make sense? Because really, if you were a high frequency identity person, that's not what you would do. You would not jump on social media for validation. You would not jump on there to get an endorphin boost, to get some likes and comments, because those type of actions only will bring in low frequency people. So you would stay away from that. So it is possible to have a high frequency mindset, but a low frequency identity. And so to fix that I had to learn, that I'm learning to do, is to build standards and not just habits. For me, your standards are your values. It's what you stick to. Habits can be desires that benefit you at a certain point in time. A great example of that could be, let's use the gym. I love using the gym, okay? So let's say every single day you wake up at 5 a.m. You in the gym by 5:30. You out by 7:30. You're working by 8:30, okay? That's a habit, structured based on a current lifestyle. And I'm not saying that doesn't work for you, but it's a habit. Now let's flip it. You're on vacation. You stay out till 1 a.m. in the morning. You having a great time. The next day you usually work out. 9 a.m. roll around. you still go to the gym and you get your work in. That is a standard. You feel me? So while it still can align with a habit, it's just a standard. You don't say to yourself, oh, because it's 7 a.m. and I'm not at home, I'm not going to work out. Do you feel me? And so that's like the next thing I'm learning is to make sure things become standards and not just habits. All right. And this last one is probably the biggest one for me. While we live in a world with so much fictitiousness and so much superficialness, being your authentic self reigns supreme. Okay. Like, one of the top things I noticed, even living here in LA, is that while a lot of people fall victim to what I'll call the LA lifestyle, where you got to be more glitz and glam, I mean, if you've been on my channel, you know how deep I am as a person. And when I speak to people, they usually like start peeling back those layers and showing me their authentic self. And one thing I learned is that so many amazing people out here in this world. But a lot of times they will mask who they truly are, you know, for social media or to like reflect what they could look like to other people because they're still worried about being judged. And it's just like, when you're authentic though, and you truly are like just yourself and you don't try to be nothing else, you don't try to prove yourself to nobody, and you just are you stand out so much more than being like a sheep following the crowd. Like, it's like when a trend comes, like you supposed to be, you got a trend, someone does something, they're the authentic person, they set the trend, and then everybody just follows and does that, you know, to try to get likes and views. It's like those people, the sheep, yes, you may get a little bit of validation, but being the person, the creator, the trendsetter, the authentic self, it just separates you from so much. So those are the three things I've learned throughout 2022 that I'm definitely going to take into 2023. Definitely share something below if you have learned something about yourself. I would love to just see it and hear it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and look forward to the journey to $1 million starting in a couple of days. And I just look so forward to taking y'all to the top with me.